Pennsylvania, and it's cold outside. And I wanted to make something warm to eat. So I am making a chicken noodle soup on the fly. But I have some rotisserie chicken. I have some cut up vegetables because I am on the road, Crystal. I have some noodles, some of our favorite noodles. And I have some seasoned salt and some poultry seasoning. Let me turn that around. And I have some, let me not waste this. Some chicken broth and some water. Now, this is gonna be the quick version of chicken noodle soup, or should I say my on the road version. As you can see over here, I have 2 burners. That's it. So we're gonna make it do what it do with what we got. So this is how I cook when I'm on the road. First, I'm gonna turn the burner on. And I'm thinking that's the back one. I want the front one. Okay, I'm gonna put some water into my pot here. I'm gonna estimate it's about 1.5 cups. And I'm gonna add half of this, which is a 48 ounce. So I would say 24 ounces of chicken broth, because I need enough for my noodles to soak up some of the juice, for my vegetables to cook, and to have some, what we like to call pot liquor left over. And that's about half of it. I need a little bit more. Now, I'm gonna take my vegetables, if I can get it open, and I'm gonna put my vegetables in there first so they can get cooking, because I do not like, I don't like crunchy vegetables in my chicken noodle soup. There we go. Now, this is celery, if you can see it, it's celery, carrots, and onions. And I have my pot with my water, my broth, and I'm just gonna pour it off in there. And I'm gonna get that started on the stove so that it can cook. And I'm gonna add some seasonings. I have some Lawery seasoned salt. So I'm just gonna sprinkle some in there. I don't have measuring cups and spoons here with me, so I'm just eyeballing it today. So you have to taste it. There's nothing in here that's raw that you can't taste while you cook. And this seasoning, poultry seasoning, it's good on turkey too. Just so you know, because Thanksgiving is coming. So I'm gonna sprinkle a little of that in there. I chose to get rotisserie chicken because, let me grab a bowl here. It's already cooked, it's already seasoned, it tastes good in chicken noodle soup, and because I have a limited space to cook and limited dishes, I don't have to worry about trying to cook the chicken and making sure it's done before cutting it up and put it in there. It's already done. It's a quick, simple recipe. I can put the chicken in, throw the noodles in, and then put the chicken in, and it's pretty much done. So right now, I'm gonna pull all this chicken off the bones. If you don't want to use, I use all of the meat, the light meat, the white meat and the dark meat, the thighs, the legs, all of that. And if you're southern like me, I use a little bit of the skin to give it a little, just a little oil so that the noodles won't stick. Just a little tip. If you're out on the road and you don't have, because I normally put oil in my water so my noodles won't stick. I have to be very creative when I cook on the road. So I'm putting this, pulling this, and this is a little bitty chicken. It's just the two of us. That's why I got a little bitty chicken. I'm gonna wait until my water starts to boil before I put my noodles in. And I'm gonna put my noodles in before I put my chicken in there, because I want it to be enough water for the noodles to cook. If you put your chicken in first, it kind of absorbs some of the moisture from your water. It kind of takes away from your noodles getting cooked. So this is our on the road method of doing this. Okay, so far I have the wings, I mean not the wings, but I have the legs and the thighs done. And now I'm starting to work on this breast here. Let me see what's going on over here in my pot. Let me wash my hands because I got chicken grease all over it. So I have a paper towel, see if we're close to being ready for our I see it steaming. I'm going to turn this all the way up. And I think we're going to need some more chicken broth because these noodles are not going to be all right. Because I got like this much, the pot is much deeper than I thought it was. I got like this much fluid in there and I'm like, that's not gonna cook it. Let me test my pot. It is hot. And I got it all the way up. And sometimes you have to be patient. When you're in a different kitchen, it does not cook like your kitchen. You have to be patient. And by the way, I finished my chicken, so I got a lot of chicken. And this is how I really like, most of the time I will, when I cook my chicken, I cut it up. But this is really how I like it in my soup, kind of torn to pieces. It is so good. Now, I'm gonna see if this, I see some little bubbles rising. So we're ready to add our noodles to this. So we can get our noodles done. And as soon as our noodles get done, we'll add our chicken. And I will put it down low and let it simmer. And let all the flavors get in. And there we go. Now, what kind of noodles do you all like with your soup? These are fusilli noodles. I want to say that's what it is. They're a little bigger than the rotini noodles. Can you see that? They're a little bigger than the rotini noodles. Let me put my hand behind it. There we go. Can y'all see that? It's a little bigger than a rotini noodle. So when they'll be a big wide, I like curly noodles. This is my favorite noodle. These, can y'all read that? So I'm gonna put some of these up in here. Drop them a few at a time. So I'm gonna splash back up at me in the hot water. Ooh, this is smelling so good, y'all. Am I right this time? I got it. Found it. Now, when you put a lid on your noodles, be sure to watch it or else it will overflow. It will explode. As a matter of fact, let me kind of let a little air escape. But this right here, this poultry seasoning, that is the key to my chicken noodle soup. It gives it that flavor. It cannot be beat. We're just waiting on the noodles to cook, and then we'll drop in the chicken, and it's gonna simmer. And it's boiling already. I'm gonna see if I can let you see what's in my pot. Okay. Hold on. Can you all see that? The vegetables and the noodles in the pot? Yeah. It's cooking. Yep. It's cooking. Okay. So, we're just about done here. Once the noodles get ready, once they are, well, not quite ready, I'll give them another 2 or 3 minutes to boil and cook, and then I'm going to add my chicken, and then I'm going to turn the eye down low so that my noodles won't turn into mush. I'm going to turn it down low and just let it simmer for another 30 minutes, and then it'll be time to eat. And like I said, today I was in the mood for some mini club crackers. They're multigrain. But I love these little things because I don't have to crumble up the saltine crackers in there. I can just pour them off in there and done. And if you missed it, if you just joined us, I'm making this soup with rotisserie chicken because I'm cooking on the road. As you can probably tell by that sign over there on the door, I'm in a hotel and there's a little bit of, I have a little kitchenette over here. So I'm making do with what I have. And when you make do with what you have, you kind of just take a few shortcuts. So anyway, oh yeah, we're ready to add our chicken now. Yeah, my noodles are right at al dente. So I'm gonna add the chicken to the pot. And then I'm gonna turn the eye down. I'm gonna stir it up and turn the eye down and let it just simmer on very low. I'm gonna stir it up and let you see what's in my pot. This is gonna be some good soup. Now, make sure you taste it. Taste your broth to make sure you have enough salt and seasonings in there. So, but can you see that? Yeah, there we go. Now, let me turn this all the way down on low. I'm gonna put the lid back on it. We're gonna be ready to eat in about 30 minutes. I realized, yeah, sometimes you have to make something out of nothing. And I try to give a recipe because I know a lot of people are following me and want the recipe. But honestly, I eyeball almost everything. I take my grandmother's recipes, I add to them, things that she doesn't put in there. I'm like, yeah, that'll taste good in there. Oh yeah, that'll taste good in there. You have to know what your flavor palette is. Everybody's flavor palette is not the same. I know what my husband's flavor palette is, I know what mine is, and I kind of fuse them together so that I can get what I want, he can get what he wants, and we're both happy with whatever is coming out of the kitchen. So, now, I'm gonna let this cook for about 30 minutes on very, very low to the lowest. Yeah, it's on the lowest number that it can go because this is an electric stove, and I'm used to cooking with gas, so I have to be very careful with that too, because when you're cooking in a different kitchen with different utensils, I usually use gas, so I know exactly where to put it. This is electric, so I'm gonna put it on low. I would rather it cook on low and take a little longer to cook than to cook it on high or medium high and then it burns up. So just for my peace of mind and not to burn my recipe, I'm putting this on low. Now you can find this recipe and other delicious recipes on my channel, youtube.com/askthenanny. I will see you all the next time. Thanks for joining me in my tiny kitchen and making chicken noodle soup on the fly with me. So I will talk to you all next time. Thanks again.